Now the next part of the tree is about the army. And that's actually a very interesting one. Helicopters. At some point we're gonna need to research those. But anyways, it's BMP1. Yes, BMP1 sounds like a good idea. Now, what's going on here? It's actually pretty interesting because you have a choice of either an army, not a militia, or the lessons from the south. Now, the lessons from the south is essentially adopting the training methods of the Ural Guard, which is essentially like super soldier of Russia. It's something like that, like the harshest regime of training ever possible. And it gives you advanced training methods, which if we go down to military laws. Right now our training is combat schooling, which is one too little of the advanced training methods. The advanced training methods is epic because it gives you plus 12%. Plus 12% to division attack, which is insane. And the lessons from the south will also give you a bonus to land doctrine. Then run the gauntlet. So essentially, like, you're training your conscripts by like sending them out and having like experienced soldiers hunt them down, like dogs essentially, and put the fear into them. But that's gonna somehow turn them into like super soldiers or something like that. Now the army, not a militia, sounds very, very epic though, because of we must build the largest army possible, and it says even says the Red Army shall be drilled into the most disciplined force on Earth. While with the lessons from the south, it's the Red Army shall be drilled into the most elite force on Earth. In any case, it's the most something on Earth, which is very, very epic and Chad. So the extraordinary training protocol. Drowning! He was drowning! His legs barely worked anymore, and the frigid cold only seemed to suck the life out of what was left of his torso. Oh god, he had to get out of this goddamn river! With a gasp and a burst of savage energy, he moved long, numbed arms and pulled himself another step towards the bank. Yes, the bank, and with it... Oh, the release was so painful. Vladimir wanted to stop. Dry land. So he's doing training. Blah, blah. Comes down. It was only day 3. Something his adrenaline-soaked mind whispered. The exercise lasted 5 days, and he hadn't heard from anyone in the squad since the 2nd. What the hell had happened to military command? He soon got his answer. Coming back from the firewood gathering trip that evening, Vladimir noticed something bloated and swollen. In military fatigue, he was watching up on shore. What was left of his dinner quickly expelled over the waterlogged remains of a man. The Soviet medal still visible on his left breast. His dog tag strangling his fat neck. So... they don't care if we die. That's essentially like the super ultra strong training method of whatever. And you get to run the gauntlet. Now again, the army not a militia would have been pretty nice, but oh well. And at the end, wait. Oh, well that's interesting. NSDAP Himmlerite. Yeah, it looks like the Reichskommissariat Caucasian is having a bit of... Lyubov Lysenko. Okay. Looks like Reichskommissariat Caucasian is gonna have a bit of an issue. They had Adygea, Avaria, Legionary Georgia, fascism, and Azerbaijan revolting against them. The Caucasian anarchy. So for decades, the native peoples of the Caucasus have languished under Nazi rule. They have toiled in mines, pumped oil, and labored in factories at the demand of the German overlords, while they were given scraps and work to the bone. However, they have now reached their breaking point. With the death of the cruel Reichskommissar Josias, his equally despotic successor Herbert Backe tried to usher in his rule through a harsh crackdown on natives, celebrating their oppressor's demise. He was promptly assassinated by Chechen partisans, and the situation deteriorated from there. Riots have broken out all along the Caucasus, and many rebel groups have overrun local garrisons, seeing this as their last and best hope at attempting independence. The mountain burns with the fires of liberty. So yeah, this is probably realistic for the Caucasus, considering that in real life the Caucasus was known to be a very, very difficult, if not impossible, region to subjugate. Which, yeah, the Russians took decades to subjugate the Caucasus. And yeah, looks like Caucasus is a big problemo. But what really needs to happen for Caucasus to fall is for all of these armies to sort of work together, which is very, very, very unlikely to happen. So after a while, it might be that Caucasus manages to regain control over every part of the Caucasus. Anyway, should probably pause and read this because I'm not gonna read on air. In our quest to build a new Red Army, we have achieved much. Our training programs remain unmatched across Russia, and news of our military reformation struck fear into the hearts of reactionaries across its hard terrain. However, as we prepare to return our union to the world stage, we must realize that much has changed. In many ways, we have been stuck in time, the sheer scale of devastation preventing us from realizing the new world around us. All the discipline in the world may not matter if, technologically speaking, the Russian people are decades behind. The Cold War that grips the world now is a war of wonders. Technologies undreamt of in the Great Patriotic War. Miniaturized rockets, atom bombs, jet engines, helicopters, and chemicals are secretly developed and widely employed. The Grand Marshal will not let our effort be undone by such wonders. Now begins the Project INDRIK, a struggle for the Soviet people to have such an arsenal. INDRIK consists of several constituent research programs covering everything from biological weapons to multiple launch rocket systems. Of course, the average soldier must remain unaware of this effort, lest it fall into the hands of the fascists unwittingly. Our enemy is great and terrible, and so must we be. Now, the Project INDRIK is actually pretty spicy, so we're going to take a look at it in a little bit more detailed manner, and later we're going to get to the Archangels conference, which I didn't think would be popping up. I thought that the event was bugged, so we're going to take a look at it in a little bit. Now, the Project INDRIK, as you heard, is the project to essentially develop all sorts of epic weapons for the Soviet Union. Now, we have several programs that we can initiate, which are very expensive, so this is gonna like seriously fuck up our national debt, but oh well, doesn't really matter. So we have the OBT program, which is we cannot see it, but it's basically the tank of the future. The Izhevsk Experimental Constructor Works, which is new rifle and infantry weapons. Then the Project Uragan, which is for a multiple rocket system to replace the Katyusha. And Cyclone, which is short-range ballistic missiles. Shuka, which is submarines. Yeshi, which is chemical weapons, and Firment, which is chemical weapons. The funny... No, sorry, not chemical, but the biological weapons. The hilarious, funny biological weapon. So anyway, we also have... Well, I would expect the West Russian Revolutionary Front to seek the membership of the Socialist International. Oh, okay. Was that actually Yagoda? No. Good. Oh god. So, yeah, essentially we have created sort of a new international, or I suppose rebuild the Third International, or started to rebuild the Third International. Create a Socialist International Front against fascism. Yeah, this results in the Archangels conference, where we have invited representatives from socialist parties and leftist organizations across the world. The conference features speakers from nearly 30 different nations, with representatives ranging from American radical leftist activist to the African National Congress representatives from South Africa, of course. South Africa still bore? No! The epic Union of South Africa is back. Interesting. Well, it's not really all that epic. It's more epic if the African National Congress is in charge, of course. Although the Boer Republic is still very, very big, so they did keep that going for them. I like how they still have the Africa Shield. To the Social Democratic representatives from Sweden and Finland. Kind of hilarious how we caused Finland to become fascism. Because I didn't show the event, but after we invaded and took over all of Karelia, the Finnish had a fascist coup in response to what happened. So, yeah, lovely. And also apparently the Swedish SocInterns are doing careful collaborations with Germany, because it's not like they have any choice. So, the conference concluded with a singing of the International in several languages, epic. Everyone loves the International. Stavai, Praklyatym, Zaklion, and all that. As well as non-binding agreements between several nations to pursue agenda towards greater cooperation between the socialist nations. Of course, the International unites the human race, and we get the Global Union, political power gain. Sure, might as well. West Russian Revolutionary Front accepts our proposal. Of course they do. Formation of the SocIntern. Is that actually a faction? No, it doesn't. It's not a faction. There we go. I wonder if I've seen different Russian unifiers. Oh, Motherland Resurgent. Oh, he's only now doing this? Okay, interesting. Yeah, I've seen different Russian. Yo, okay. I've seen different Russian. The Republic of Guinea accepts SocIntern associate status. Well, that was certainly unexpected. Oh, it's a social democracy in Africa. Well, the Republic of India accepts SocIntern associate status. Oh, it's the INC. Well, that's a Wallofia. That's probably in Africa. I certainly didn't expect India to join. Wallofia. Bolivia. I didn't know that there were so many social democracies. The Republic of Scotland. Belize Belize can go fuck itself. They're under the Independent Labour Party based! What the hell? Yo, now that's based as fuck! Wait, there's actually... There's actually a Scotland focus tree. I didn't even know. Normal Scotland doesn't have a focus tree. Sweden is in the SocIntern. SocIntern associate, acceptance of libertarian socialist diplomacy. That's actually completely useless. Belize declines are offered. The Republic of Scotland accepts SocIntern status. Well, now that's epic. What is the Scotland focus tree? Oh, the Oh, that's because Scotland gets a focus tree once the English Civil War is over. I see. Purge the Red Anglos. See, I somehow don't think that the Independent Labour Party... Yeah, the current ruling party is Liberal Democracy. So, yeah, the Independent Labour Party is being based as fuck. Our native rock. We will withstand the shock for Scotland and the world. Looking over the sea. Scotland the brave. Now that's an epic if I ever saw one. State of Zambia. Zambia in Africa. So many good social democracy for once. Social fascists, as they were called by the Soviet Union in the 30s. And also, I know it's supposed to be Khumri, but it's Srin Kimru, so I pronounce it Kimru. Kimru Goth. Goch. So Kimru Goch also supporting us. Oh, they also have a nice little focus tree. Antagonize the English with the top hat double. Kimru Ambif. This is giving me some very, very big very British Civil War vibes. So there we go. Our global union is the first stage of our global union is happened. Yes, epic English. This is what happens when you have a bit of alcohol. You start to do Russian English. So yeah, nice. This is definite. This will have absolutely no effect on our current predicament in Hearts of Iron 4, but it's a nice nice sight. It makes you feel good. Yeah, I'm gonna just finish off screen this rest of the focus stream, most likely, unless something is going on, because it doesn't really seem to be all that important. In a few months, we will be able to prepare for war against the Ural Military District, and that's gonna be the next part.